Hey folks, it's Babbage-Nader. We're back in Long and Dark. Currently hanging out in the Climbdown region, where we're stuck for 9 more days. How are we going to feed ourselves? Cattails. Still do not have a bow. Okay, let's think here. We do not need to carry everything with us right now, so let's just put a pile of stuff down that we don't need. Don't need this, don't need that. Most likely don't need that. Put these down for now. Okay. Are there any rabbits here?
Drop any of this gear.
It's good to be back online. I had to take my usual Tuesday night stream and take a break because I was working on assignments for class. Already searched. But I'm mostly caught up. I got a whole bunch of other stuff still to do. But slowly getting there. I think we already dug this up.
Feels like an empty pit.
Yeah, dug this up already. So if you're just joining us for first time, here's a little bit about myself. I'm a writer. I'm the author of 2 books of poetry. I'm also a former computer games programmer, a creative writing coach, and currently pursuing and finishing my master's in library and information science to be an academic librarian. Yeah. And then I really like playing the Long Dark. You'll see me most nights, at least 3 times a week, sometimes more, streaming the Long Dark. We like to do a lot of custom interloper challenges that I design. Keep me on my toes. Is there no life here? Or is there a rabbit somewhere? Like, I don't even see wolves. Right? No wolves either? Like, devoid of life.
Sure getting cold.
Ooh, been a pretty busy day today. I've worked on a number of different projects. Hey, Roller. Yeah. We still have 9 days left in our stay here. And so far, we've seen no wolves. There's no wolf, but there's also no rabbits. It's troubling. Like they could spawn in late, or they could just not be here at all. Okay, so it'll just be cattails all the time.
Warming up a bit.
Cattails and tea. See? No sign of rabbits anywhere. Are they all the way up here? Or we have no life whatsoever here? Nothing. No life. This is an absolutely dead zone, and we're spending 10 days here. We're going to totally burn through all our cattails. Ooh. Tea and cattails. That's what we got.
Come on, little fire.
Yeah, weird. No animals in here. Everything's cured. So I started my stream closer to when I'm supposed to start, which is 8:30 my time, and I plan on finishing 10:30 my time, so about 2 hours. But yeah, I just sometimes I go until 11 p.m. my time, but I'm operating on so little sleep today. I think I will definitely want to turn in a little bit early. I was up late last night and early this morning to finish my part of a group project where we were doing, surprise, surprise, another interactive fiction game. This one as a educational tool to present different scenarios where students might run into ethical or moral questions about the use of AI. And so they kind of encounter these different scenarios within the context of their first term or first semester. And most of them are school related, some of them are specific to the use of different tools for different types of, helping them in different ways, and at what point does it cross a line. But some of it also deals with other ways in which AI impacts our lives. Whether it's in the sharing of fake news and AI generated news that produced simply for how can I say it? Basically to produce something viral, but not actually real, or to do with AI image manipulation, using tools to create deep fakes and things like that. So we wrote up our narratives and our different scenarios, and then I had everyone code as best they could each of the scenarios in Twine, and then I just put all the pieces together. But that putting all the pieces together took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. And then there was the whole how do we represent the ending here? Based on we had to come up with a system for tracking different types of choices, and then figure out how to weigh everything, and then figure out what those scores mean, because we're not just giving them number scores, we're kind of giving them an indication of what that behavior profile looks like. So it's if you engage in a lot of criminal activity using AI, and there's really only one scenario where that can really be a big factor. Then there's obviously very specific outcomes. I still think we'll go through, play through it this weekend, and then probably have some feedback as to how to handle the endings better. I think maybe we will have to have good ending, bad ending, and then average endings. Or maybe most of them are generic ending with different flavor depending on their choices. And then we have a few are truly bad endings because you did something so egregious that you got expelled, Okay, this speed bastard. should have made more herbal tea.
Oh, I've never been so hungry in my life.
I think we actually have to start a fire.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
So we're at 2 of 10. 2 of 10. Okay, I'm gonna take a short break because I think I'm gonna make myself a little bit of herbal tea. My throat's a little scratchy. Okay, we're back. Now, having made the tea, it's too hot, so I have to wait for it to cool down. Let's see, 69 days.
Need something to eat.
That's not going to work, is it? Okay, let's see if we get any. Any new animals in the area. Oh, so how was your day, Roller? What were you up to? For me, other than only getting about 5 hours of sleep, and a not bad day. Ooh, pager-free weekend. That's nice. I feel like there's something wrong with this run because I just don't find very much wildlife and almost no saplings. Or maple saplings, at least.
I never thought I'd be dying from starvation.
Sad saps indeed. So no ptarmigans, no rabbits, and no wolf in here. Even if we had a bow, it would be a waste. Never-ending days, never-ending nights. Never-ending story. Oh, what are we gonna do? 7. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow's pretty light. I'm planning to work for about 2.5 hours in the morning, and then I have a team meeting, and then what's after that? Then I think I'm done with my hours for the week, unless there's something comes up that's really urgent to take care of. They wanted me to scale back my hours for the until like end of May, so I've been trying to do that. And yeah, so that does mean I get to finish up work earlier on Fridays and a few other days today, despite the fact that I actually already had 2 other meetings today that weren't work related. I still kind of hit a point fairly early when I was done with my hours for the day, so went to the couch, crashed for a bit, watched a new episode of Reacher, watched a new episode of, or not a new episode, watched 7th season of Shetland. Really what I should do is I have a smaller stack of books. It's gotten smaller that I need to read for, I'm on a few different book juries this year, so it means I have to read a lot of books and then make some decisions about how I rank them. But I can't really go into detail about that, so. But have to make my decisions soon. Oh, this is going to be such a long 7 days here. Well, let's see, what else did I do? I made spicy tofu, mapo tofu for dinner. Large enough batch for a few different meals. So. Are we going to be okay? $70. Started on 67, 67. 1, 2. We're at 3 days. Still no rabbits. If anyone wonders why we're spending so much time here, it's the challenge we're on. Every time we enter a new region, we have to draw a card from a deck, and the suit tells us the nature of the challenge, and the number tells us the length or the amount. So when we arrived in this region, this micro region between Mystery Lake and Mountain Town, we drew a card, and the card was the 10 of diamonds, which means 10 days. And as luck would have it, we have no wildlife here this time. Nothing. No wolf. No rabbits. No ptarmigan. Nothing. So it's just cattails. Cattails and tea.
The cold is making my head feel thick.
Ooh, boy. Yep. I'm looking forward to April 8th. I think that's when my last of my assignments is turned in. And then summer term doesn't officially start until May. But I'll probably get an early start on the project I'm working on, the research collaboration thing. Oh yeah, so last stream we made the rather shocking and sad discovery that the all the Christmas songs that I wrote for TLD, those files have disappeared when my hard drive crashed. So I will have to recreate them. Now, yeah. Also, we gotta deal with this guy here. Another day passes. 71. Well, we gotta have more than that, shouldn't we? Start at 6. No, that's right. 71. We started at 67. Got 6 more days to go. What are we living on for 6 days? We're gonna clear out our cattail supply, unfortunately.
I'm gonna need to eat soon. I can't feel my feet. It's a goddamn freezing.
Okay.
My stomach is eating itself.
Yeah, I am. I'm sleepy. I'm operating about 5 hours of sleep today, so I probably won't make it for the full 2 hours that I usually stream for. We'll probably wrap up. I'll see if I can do another half an hour, and then I'm gonna probably pull the plug and get to bed early tonight. It is what it is, right? I'm trying. I felt bad because I had to cancel Tuesday's stream because I was working on a project. Let's see here. Bubba. Well, tried to give you a shout out. You have no clips and no stream. So, we welcome your presence anyways. There we go. Yeah. So let's see, how long have we been going? We're going for about an hour. Yeah, if I can do another half an hour, I think that's fair. I had a fun little conversation this afternoon. So I took a break from work to do a consultation. So I work as a writing coach when I'm not working as a digital project specialist for the university libraries. Actually, that's a whole separate question about like who are we actually under. I work for a team called the Digital Scholarship and the Arts team, which technically I believe is actually not directly the library, but separate. We have some overlap. We work with people from the library, but we also work with a lot of other people throughout. Anyways, I took a break from my usual consultant work. For that is usually doing developer work or troubleshooting technical projects. So I help people with digital research projects. And so I have a background as a programmer as well as an academic. So I was working on one of those projects, and I took a break and met with a friend of mine who's a local writer and translator who received an invitation not too long ago to work with a set of composers, a couple composers in the UK who want to set her translations and some of her poems to music for an hour-long production. This is kind of new. If you've never done this before as a writer, you have a lot of questions. So I have already worked with a number of composers on a number of different projects. Everything from having them set individual poems and turn them into art song or contemporary classical pieces to full-blown opera. And so, yeah, I was able to give some feedback and insight into what to expect from the process, how to prepare, how to work with other people, and mainly that every team is going to be a little bit different. But no, it was kind of fun. Catch up for a little bit. I was looking into applying for some writer-in-residence positions locally, but I want to try my best to stay in the role that I have as long as I can before I start jumping ship and taking on other types of positions that don't really... They're good for me as a writer. They're not great for me in terms of my librarian career. Like if I want to be an academic librarian, then I really need to find more academic librarian roles. Or something similar. It's not the worst. It's just not perfectly... Well, it's... just need to build a few more... get more experience in what I'm doing. I mean, I'd do book clubs. That would be fun. It's sad that we have all these arrows and we still don't have a bow. Sad. It's gonna be cold.
Damn, I'm freezing. Come on, little fire. Perfect.
Yeah. Okay, back to eating cattails. Astrid's favorite meal. Every night, Astrid sits around the campfire and eats cattails. Such a wholesome tradition.
I could eat a horse. Let's see me like I eat horses. I gotta eat soon.
72. Halfway through. Another 5 and we'll be out of here. But we're going to be really light by then.
This pack is getting kind of heavy. My fingers feel numb.
Yeah.
So cold. I just want to lay down for a bit.
So I think we'll go for maybe another 3 to 5 minutes, and then we'll read a poem to wrap up, and then we'll raid someone else. We'll keep the whole stream at about an hour and a half. That wind just keeps coming back. Oh, there it goes away. Okay, let's load up here. Okay.
God, I'd eat anything right about now. Oh, I've never been so hungry in my life.
Okay, so we are now officially on day 73. We have 4 days left for next stream. Okay.
I'm so hungry.
Okay, yeah, we're a little bit over halfway done. Okay, so update our counter. We're going to go read a poem. See what poem chooser has for us today. Object. Maybe, I don't know. We'll take whatever this next one is. Prodigal. That's a sad one. Let's try something else. Hermit, we did recently. Object came up again. I guess we're reading object. Okay. This is from my second book of poetry, Babbage's Dream, published by Sundress Publications in 2017. We're going to read a poem called Object. which takes its inspiration from object-oriented programming. You know what? We did do this one not long ago. I'm going to do a different one in here. We'll do... okay. We haven't done this one for a while. Okay. Return. Come back, we say, to the bit of code we've let loose in the dark, and it returns like a half-feral cat, laying down its prey on our front step. In its mouth, a still quivering squirrel, a sparrow, its throat crushed, or perhaps a few token feathers and some blood. Here, it seems to say, here is what you really wanted. Not everything that it returns is a name or a path home. Sometimes all that remains is an old man who has spent his life building a machine to calculate the probability that the dead will rise again, that the empty bed will fill once more with the breathing form of love. Come back, he whispers. But the world he returns to remains flush with the unwished for, the fading back of the lover turned to dust and shadow. Her face is still and cold in memory as the morning he laid her in the iron earth. Or the geared machine itself, a giant ghost, a phantom of ink and words. The hour is late. The years winding on, the graveyard is already full with the names of his friends. He lights a candle for one, and then another, and another. The house brims with tiny fires. There are moths in every room. No one waits at the door, but at the window, a constant beating of wings. So, Return is part of this series of poems that takes its inspiration from like keywords, technical terms, things that come out of programming language and programming concepts. So return here is basically, in a lot of programming languages, if you write a function, you can set up the function to return a value. And so at the end of the line or end of the function definition, you'll have return, and then it will return whatever the variable or the content of the variable that you're returning. So I kind of play with that idea of like we expect something to come back. Every bit of code we release, we expect something to return to us. But what the code returns when we run it isn't always what we anticipate. And here, it's also about the life of Charles Babbage and how the things that he tried to accomplish never really turned out the way he expected. Here is what you really wanted. This offering of blood and bones is not really what he wanted, but it is what life returned to him. The remains of things. And then by the same token, all that's left, of him is just a man in an empty house, struggling to put the pieces together. Imagining, part of his momentum, his impetus for doing what he did with the analytical engine, trying to design this machine, this programmable computer, a general purpose machine for, solving problems. In some ways, it became his way of understanding the world itself. Like that in his Victorian mind, there was still the possibility that everything did obey laws and rules that could be predicted if we understood, if we had a sophisticated enough model to represent it, if we had a program that described the world exactly or that the world itself was the output of some program. And so he tries to imagine a way in which that could allow him to calculate things like the probability of a resurrection. And so there's that as well. But yeah, I think one of the profound tragedies of Babbage's life is that he simply outlives almost everyone that he cares for. You know, he outlives his wife, he outlives a number of his children, he outlives his father. He outlives Ada Lovelace, who, you know, I think for him was going to be the person that carried on the vision of what he was trying to do. And to lose her at an early age too. Yeah, he just outlived everyone. He lived to a ripe old age of, I want to say, 1791 to 1871. So, yeah, he lived, for the Victorian age, he lived an incredibly long time, and he just outlived everyone. And yet at the same time, he died too soon. Like, if he, by some miracle, had lived another 50 years, that would put him over 100 years old. When he lived into the next century, he would have seen people working on his ideas. Ada Lovelace returns in Civ 7. Very cool. But yeah, so that's kind of the thing. So underneath all that, there's all these different things that get returned or don't get returned. And then return to the earth. Anyways, that's from Babbage's Dream, Return. And we're going to go find ourselves someone to raid. Turn in. Speaking of turning in and returning, I'm going to return to my bed. Get some sleep tonight. Okay, who can we go raid? Ooh, where is everyone? Wow. Mitchy Itchy. We pop in on Mitchy Itchy.
Oh.
Nope, he's just paused. I don't know. No.
Okay, it's not the gold mine I need to go to. I mean, I wanted the backpack, yeah.
Oh, he's back. Okay, let's go read Mitchy Itchy. We haven't seen Mitchy Itchy for a while, so we'll drop in on him. Okay, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. We will be back again Saturday night, I think is the plan. Hopefully Saturday night. Okay, take care. We'll see you all.
I don't need the backpack or
soon.
anything like that. That's no point in me going. At least not right now. That might be for like, I'm done with this one type of thing. I'll go.
Okay, let's go. Let's go, folks. Okay, take care. We'll be back again on Saturday. Thanks all.